What if you could leap forward in time? How different would the world be? Imagine, if you will, the ability to step outside the bounds of the present moment, to wander freely through the corridors of time. This concept, time travel, has fascinated humanity for centuries. We've seen it in science fiction novels, blockbuster movies, and even in theoretical physics. It's an idea that stirs the imagination, a tantalizing prospect that has intrigued some of the greatest minds in history. The concept of time travel isn't just the stuff of fantasy and fiction. It's a subject that has been dissected, debated, and delved into by some of the most brilliant scientists and thinkers of our time. Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, for instance, suggests the possibility of time dilation, a difference in the elapsed time measured by two observers due to a velocity difference relative to each other or to a gravitational field. It's a concept that makes us question our understanding of time and space and opens doors to intriguing possibilities. But what if time travel isn't just a theoretical possibility? What if someone from a not-too-distant future managed to break through the barriers of time? What if a time traveler from the year 2030 walked among us? The notion might sound far-fetched, but in the realm of possibilities, it's an idea that cannot be entirely dismissed. After all, the universe is full of mysteries yet to be unraveled, and who's to say that the secrets of time travel aren't among them? This brings us to an intriguing narrative. A tale of a time traveler, a man who claims to have journeyed from the year 2030. A narrative that has captured the collective curiosity of many across the globe, a story that, if true, could change our understanding of time and space forever. Imagine meeting someone from the future, from the year 2030. What tales would they tell? Join us as we delve into this riveting tale and explore the intriguing possibilities that it presents. Meet our phantom traveler, a man who claims to have journeyed from the future, from the year 2030. This intriguing character, who prefers to remain nameless, tells a tale that could be straight out of a science fiction novel. According to him, his journey through time was made possible by an advanced piece of technology, a machine that could bend the fabric of space-time itself. He describes it as a device with the power to propel a person through the years as easily as we might stroll through a park. Now imagine landing in a world 30 years from your own time. The traveler paints a picture of a future that is both awe-inspiring and, to some, perhaps a little unsettling. He speaks of towering cities filled with skyscrapers that touch the clouds, and streets bustling with autonomous vehicles, weaving their way through traffic with precision and efficiency. He tells of a world where augmented reality is commonplace, where holographic displays replace screens, and people communicate seamlessly with artificial intelligence. His experiences in this future world are not all rosy, however. He talks about the drastic changes he witnessed, changes that are as much a cause for concern as they are a marvel. He describes a future where climate change has reshaped the world, where coastal cities have been lost to rising sea levels, and where drastic measures have been taken to counter the effects of global warming. But it's not just about the changes in the environment. He speaks of a society that has evolved in ways we could hardly imagine. He talks about the rise of new political ideologies, the transformation of social norms, and the challenges that come with adapting to a world that is constantly changing at an unprecedented pace. Yet, despite the challenges and the drastic changes, he also witnessed a future filled with hope and potential. A future where mankind has learned to adapt and innovate, to overcome adversities, and to continue to strive for a better world. Our time traveler has seen a future that we can only dream of, or perhaps fear. What does the future hold, according to our time traveler from 2030? Embarking on this journey through time, our traveler finds himself in a world where technology reigns supreme. Imagine a world where artificial intelligence has seamlessly integrated into our daily lives. Self-driving cars are no longer a novelty, they are the norm. Streets buzz with electric vehicles, and the skies teem with drones delivering packages in minutes, not days. Yet it's not just about transport. Our time traveler speaks of advancements in healthcare that would leave our current medical practices in the dust. Nanobots, microscopic machines, patrol our bodies, repairing cells and fighting off disease. Genetic editing is commonplace, with scientists able to prevent congenital diseases before a baby is even born. Our time traveler paints a picture of a society that is hyper-connected. A global network links every individual, breaking down barriers of language and geography. Communication is fast, efficient, and available to all, regardless of location. But it's not all awe-inspiring advancements. There are disquieting changes too. Our traveler speaks of environmental challenges that have reached critical levels. Climate change has forced populations to migrate, and cities once bustling are now underwater. The divide between the rich and the poor has widened, with the wealthy living lives of unimaginable luxury, while others struggle for basic necessities. He talks of a world where privacy is a thing of the past. Surveillance is everywhere, with governments and corporations tracking every move. The ethical implications of such a world are a topic for another time, but it's clear that the future brings with it a host of new challenges. Despite these concerns, our time traveler also brings a message of hope. He speaks of a resilient humanity, one that adapts and innovates in the face of adversity. He tells stories of communities coming together, of scientific breakthroughs, and of a world that, despite its challenges, continues to strive for a better tomorrow. The future, as seen by our time traveler, is a blend of awe-inspiring advancements and disquieting changes. But our time traveler brings not just tales of the future, but also warnings. As we venture deeper into our traveler's narrative, we uncover a sobering reality. His accounts are not just filled with fascinating prospects of technological advancements and societal transformations. They bear the weight of serious warnings, cautioning us about the potential threats that loom over humanity. Our traveler speaks of the ecological disasters that we, as a species, are on the brink of inciting. He talks of a future where our oceans have turned acidic, where our forests have been replaced by barren landscapes, and where our skies are choked with smog. He warns us about the devastating consequences of our current practices, urging us to rethink our relationship with the environment. But the threats are not merely ecological. He warns us about the social and political conflicts which could spiral out of control if left unchecked. He paints a disquieting picture of a world where nations are more divided than ever, where the chasm between the rich and the poor has widened to an alarming extent, and where the fabric of society is fraying at the edges. Our traveler also speaks of the dangers that come with unchecked technological progress. He cautions us about the potential misuse of advanced technologies, highlighting the ethical dilemmas posed by artificial intelligence and genetic engineering. These warnings serve as a stark reminder that every coin has two sides. For all the marvels and wonders that the future holds, there are equally daunting challenges and potential pitfalls. Yet in the heart of this narrative lies a veiled optimism. Our traveler doesn't present these warnings as an inevitable doom. Rather, they are a call to action, a plea for us to change our course, to make better decisions, and to steer our future towards a more sustainable, equitable, and peaceful path. The future holds promise but also perils. Our time traveler urges us to heed his warnings. What could these warnings mean for us here in the present? Our mysterious time traveler from 2030 has given us a glimpse into a potential future, a canvas of possibilities and threats. It's a narrative that is as intriguing as it is disconcerting. But what's more important is to understand what these warnings mean for us in our present. How do these four warnings translate into our actions today? The implications of these warnings are far-reaching. They call for a radical rethinking of our current trajectories in technology, society, and environment. They demand us to question our actions, our choices, and their cumulative impact on our world. Are we, as a society, prepared to confront the consequences of our choices? Perhaps the most poignant of these warnings is the call for urgency. The time traveler's words echo a sense of impending change, a shift that could redefine the world as we know it. It's a call to action. It's a call to embrace foresight, to anticipate the future, and to shape it rather than be shaped by it. But how do we respond to these warnings? How do we navigate this complex landscape of future threats? The answer lies in our ability to adapt, innovate, and transform. It lies in our capacity to learn from our past, understand our present, and actively shape our future. We could start by investing in sustainable technologies and practices, by fostering social inclusion and equity, and by promoting responsible and ethical use of our resources. We could take steps to mitigate the threats and maximize the opportunities that lie ahead. We could create a future that reflects our shared values and aspirations rather than the dystopian vision painted by our time traveler. The future is not a passive entity. It's a dynamic, evolving tapestry woven by our collective actions and decisions. We have the power to influence its course, to steer it towards a path that is inclusive, sustainable, and resilient. The future is not set in stone, it's a canvas on which we can paint our actions of today. The warnings from our time traveler from 2030 are a reminder of our responsibility to shape a better future.